Today on the Nexter AI podcast, we joined by Mohammad Shaire, immigration consultant, founder and managing attorney of Mohammad Shaire. In this episode, we talk about AI implementation in small law firms, what actually works, what to avoid, and how firms can adopt AI in a practical and responsible way.
How are you, Mohammad?
I'm doing well.
Good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. Thank you so much. Okay, so it's good to get together on this podcast. Our viewers are those of law firms and other potential clients, people who are interested into how AI is helping law firms, how small law firms are coping, what are the challenges and opportunities. Also, at the age of AI, how is client intake is affected and what law firms are doing to make sure that their intake is in good state, because data shows what happens when you don't have a proper client intake in place. So I'll start with asking you to introduce yourself and services you offer. What made you to do what you're doing? I believe you are in Florida, where you
hmm
started, how you managed to get into opening your own law firm. Exciting.
Yeah, it's quite a bit to start off, but I'll start with introducing myself. My name is Mohammad Shaire. I'm an attorney practicing in the state of Florida. I primarily practice immigration law. I have clients all over the world. I do cases from removal proceedings to employment-based petitions, primarily EB-1As and national interest waivers, and family-based petitions, waivers. So when it comes to immigration, I do the whole spectrum of it. And this has been a passion of mine since even law school. When I was in law school, I was interning and then working at immigration firms. And it's been a passion of mine that really has stuck. So I decided to open up my own practice back in 2022. And since then, the tools that I've been using have changed dramatically, right? So initially we had, form filing. So there were some uh, tools that auto-populated the PDFs that are used for some of the forms when it comes to immigration
Mm.
forms. But in the years that I've been practicing, things have dramatically changed, and that comes from companies that are using these AI tools and developing software solutions that small, medium, large firms can use. Um,
Mm.
uh, Being a solo practitioner, I always am looking for efficiencies when it comes to intake, when it comes to completing applications or working on cases. That is something that I am regularly, trying to improve. And so, in the last couple of years, there's been a dramatic increase. I can mention some company names like Case Blink, Legal Bridge, even some of the traditional ones like Clio and my case are starting to introduce more AI tools. But what I've noticed is that there are smaller companies that have built from the ground up uh, drafting tools, uh, evidence organization tools uh, that are enhanced and improved by AI.
I can imagine you, as you know, okay, I have more history of working in the legal practice, and from where I come from, we used to do a lot of manual work, and working as a lawyer, having to deal with a lot of paperworks, having to do things manually over and over again. It was quite a bit of challenge, and I can see why a lot of lawyers were exhausted. Yeah, and it wasn't a practice that you could say, okay, you have time for yourself or your family. Once you get involved with it and once you have a number of cases, especially in the old-fashioned way, it takes a lot of your time and energy. And most of it is to do with repetitive tasks, things you have to do over and over again. And I'm so happy that AI is here to automate a lot of that, because I believe we lawyers, we should do more lawyering than
Mhm.
trying to worry about repetitive things and
Yeah, I
administration
completely
and
agree.
form filling.
I completely agree. One of the instances where this comes up a lot for me is in document review. And so,
Mhm,
for example, in my EB1A cases or national interest waiver cases, we compile a lot of evidence, right? We
mhm,
have to produce a lot of evidence. And one of the things that has been extremely useful is instead of me going through each piece of evidence and making sure that it fulfills what USCIS is looking for,
mhm,
there have been AI tools that, look at the document and then it gives me like a grading of how well does it qualify in terms of the evidence that we're looking for. And so a simple tool like this goes and reduces my case evaluation time dramatically. So I'm not looking through thousands of documents. The AI is looking through it and then it tells me what it thinks. And then when it red flags something, I go look at it and then I talk to the client. It's like, okay, are you
mhm,
able to get me more evidence? Are you getting able to produce something better than this? And so these efficiencies, I've never much paper filing for me. I always have
mhm.
worked in the internet era, and so um,
Yes.
I did work with for a short period of time with an attorney who still had a typewriter, and he insisted on paper filings. He wasn't doing any electronic filings. He was much older. He
Mhm,
retired shortly after that. But it's an interesting experience, right? So one of the things actually in law school they make us do is uh,
mhm.
go to the law library and do physical research. It
Yes.
was like it was an interesting task that they made us do where right now we can legal research is another thing that AI has helped a lot with. But being able to know how to look through case law books and finding the references and pulling out the
Mhm,
information is a nice experience. But
mhm.
I would say that the internet and all of these things, AI has made things a lot easier and more efficient.
Absolutely, I totally agree. A lot of litigation firms are using these document analysis softwares
Mhm.
to analyze like 50,000, 100,000 documents, and
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
of them reported that it saved them $8,000, $10,000 of fees that they would have had to pay to paralegals to do the same job, and they got the result very quickly and very accurately. So that is definitely the case with AI. We wanted to talk about the client intake and what are you using? How do you get your clients? What are the ways that you attract your clients? I know that you have an active Facebook account and you probably have referrals and people know you from the past and clients referrals, etc., etc. So if you can explain to me a little bit
Yeah,
how.
so having multiple funnels is important for an attorney, right? So at the end of the day, this is also a business as well as a law practice. I really enjoy the legal practice. I like doing the legal work, but I do have to run a business as well. And so the idea is having multiple funnels or avenues of generating revenue. I would say that the word of mouth and reputation and referrals from existing clients and past clients is probably the most important thing for an attorney.
Mm, mm,
After that, it would be online marketing, right? Be it Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of the social media accounts, and then
mhm,
website, Google SEO, and ensuring that when someone is looking for an attorney, your name pops up, right?
mhm, mhm,
And I believe the next phase of this is, people aren't using Google as much. They're now moving on to ChatGPT and Claude. There's something called
mhm,
GEO instead of SEO, where your
mm,
generative engine optimization. So when people are asking about immigration questions, right? So let's say someone is facing an immigration issue and they're asking ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity about a legal issue. One of the things that you'll always get is that you should always seek legal advice, right? And then
mhm,
maybe the client then asks, okay, yeah, give me an attorney. And so one of the important things in the future, and I think there's a lot of companies that are doing it now, is ensuring that you are one of the people that ChatGPT or Perplexity or Claude refers, or
Absolutely.
in your
Yeah, it's
area,
very important.
a
Yeah,
attorney.
you rightly touched upon the fact that you are a lawyer and you enjoy doing the casework and looking after clients. But I recently put a post on LinkedIn. It's called the three hats, and I
Mhm,
learned it from listening to a podcast of Anthony Smith, who is designing trailers for the Diary of CEO, the podcast, which is very famous. So he designs
mhm,
all the teasers for it. One of the analogies that he uses is very important, is called three hats. So the first hat is top hat, which is your expertise and your technical skills. You are a
mhm,
lawyer, you have the skills. And a lot of lawyers make this mistake that they always have this hat on and they always want to push their business through this hat, and they forget that they need to have a baseball hat as well, and that is for marketing and understanding what
mhm,
compels people to act and to come for you, which is good that you mentioned that you take care of that. So that shows that you have the baseball hat. The other hat is called hard hat, which is data, knowing
mhm,
what actually works.
mhm,
And talking to lawyers, I can see that some lawyers don't use that hat very often. So it's a lot of guesswork. Okay, this month we had clients, next month
mhm,
they don't analyze why sometimes it goes down, why sometimes it goes up. So AI can help lawyers and attorneys and managing partners to capture that data and stop doing guesswork and see what is working and what is not working, and that way they improve. Having these three hats all the time and using them make you a more advanced lawyers, and not being someone who always try to just be a good lawyer, which is very important, but at the same time, because as you said, it's a business, you have to have the marketing hat and also data hat is important. So AI is coming really handy with all of this. We do a lot of marketing by using AI, which is very useful. And recently, I've started using Cloud Code, which
mhm.
is a system in the USA is starting. I think it hasn't reached Europe yet. It's US is always first. So basically, instead of telling AI every time asking for the same prompt, you give that instruction to the cloud code connected to the VS Code, and then you don't have to say the same thing again because you always have the same client, they all ask the same question, they all have to fill in the same forms. So for every things that you do on a repetitive basis, you
Mhm.
program it, and then it knows everything, and it's making our life much easier. And we have a team who is constantly working on this, and basically we have right now 15 different agents working on their cloud code.
Wow.
Three, four of them are very active, and the others gradually want to make them perfect. So they know where our documents are. Sometimes you want to find something, you go from this folder to that folder. So Cloud Code knows everything where you have put them. Just ask, it finds it for you quickly. That's just one of the functions. The good thing about it is local. So
Mhm.
it's on your laptop, on your computer. It's not connected to the internet. So it's all
Wow.
local and it's completely safe and secure. We love it. Yeah, going back with the client intake again, I was managing law firms in the UK, and one of the challenges I always had was reception. And I put a post on LinkedIn, law firm receptions at crisis. So law firms that are really busy, they have this challenge that the telephone always rings. I remember we used to have to set it in a way that if reception couldn't answer, it goes to another person if that person doesn't answer.
Mhm.
And I was managing the firm, and a lot of time phones came to me because the whole people in the chain were busy. So I had
Wow.
to answer the call and deal with it. And I'm sure at the time we missed a lot of clients because they don't leave a voicemail. If you don't answer, they go to the next law firm. So what we are doing right now for few of our clients, law firms in the USA, in the UK. It's called the AI receptionist. It's not a chatbot, it's more than a chatbot. It does what a couple of receptionists do. Basically answer all the questions. It knows your business inside out. It's trained with the prompt that we give, what to answer, what sort of areas we cover, what documents we want from client, how long it's going to take. Every possible question they can ask you, it answers, and also it captures the details of the client. It's trained that every time, ask, what's your name? Give me your telephone number. Give me your email address. In the end, it takes that information and then it saves a lot of time. And one of the firms that we use this service for is a claim management system. They had 52 or 47 new clients over the Christmas period. So it works 24/7 and reception is 9 to 5, but this chatbot or receptionist is 24/7.
Yeah.
And people go to your website, they see that, and it's so friendly, even though people know it's AI. I see the conversation. A lot of time people say, thank you so much. That was very useful. It starts kind of having a real conversation with people. So I love it.
Mhm.
And yeah, that is something that we are proud of doing. It's very safe and secure. So how many visitors you have on your website? Do you have?
So I would say that I am one of those attorneys who doesn't do well with the hard hat. So the
Mm,
the hard hat is something that uh, I would say I usually rely on others for. So I have used
mm,
companies and used companies that kind of collect that data and create the marketing based off
mm,
of that data. And so
mm,
it's because it's not really my specialty. So I do know the numbers, but I would say it's not I haven't created like I wouldn't know where to start to create something like a
mm.
Claude bot through Claude Code
Cloud
that
code,
could
yes, yes.
yeah
Yeah, it's
I
quite
don't
technical.
yes, exactly. So there's a saying in Arabic, you give the dough to the baker, right? And so
Uh-huh.
and let him bake, right? So that's that the dough belongs to the baker, let him bake. I don't want to burn anything. So
Yes.
that's why I rely a lot on so the company that I'm currently using for a lot of my AI tools that integrates into my website is LegalBridge. And
Mm,
so they have this intake. So they actually have a few tools. So they have the chatbot tool, but they also have a tool for like evaluations. So they will
mm,
evaluate the likelihoods of success of a case based off of resume and other documents that are uploaded. And they'll give
mm,
you like a simple response. Then,
mm.
you have a 70% chance of success on an EB1A. If you and then all their information is sent to me and I follow up. It follows up automatically with an email, schedule a
Mhm,
consultation. So a lot of these tools, as a practitioner, we rely on others like you and
yes,
other companies
yes.
to
Yeah.
do these things.
Yeah, the good thing about I don't want to sell anything, but what
No, please do.
our
It's
clients
fine.
what our clients say is that because I manage law firms, I know the practice very well, and I love technology.
Mhm.
I sold my law firm just to tap into this
Wow.
amazing thing. I've published several books on AI, a book for AI for legal professionals as well, and I love it. And I know the ins and outs. I know the challenges. And whenever I help a law firm or a colleague to make more money and to create more time for himself, to be less stressed, it's like I'm doing something for myself because I've been there. I know, and technology is here. We have to know, and we know there are things that AI can do better than us, full stop. And there
Mhm.
are things that AI can never do as good as us. So we have to concentrate on the things that we do well,
Mhm.
the human side of it, the connection to the client, the psychology side of it, and the human judgments, everything else, and double checking everything. But the rest of it, we have to find ways to hand it over to the technology. That way, we stop guesswork, we let the technology to help us. And it's incredible, I have to pay 1,500 pound plus to a person to do what one AI agent can do for me. Can you imagine that? And this AI agent is doing it better. It never moans. It never goes on holiday, and it's cheap, and it's really exciting. And there are a lot of firms who are, when you ask them how much do you use AI, they say, yeah, we use ChatGPT. They think AI is ChatGPT. I'm so happy that you are so advanced that you are using it for document analysis and take and everything. And the others are waiting. And if you ask them, are you using AI? Oh, we are waiting. We want to see what happens. The technology is improving, but by the time they wait, the other law firms who are using it, they're going to take over their clients and their cases, and they're going to wake up. What happened? This law firm wasn't even a competitor. Now they have so many clients, and I
Hmm.
have to wait to somebody for to come to me. The good thing, because I speak with law firms, the law firms who are using AI, they are not going to tell the competitor that, oh, I'm using this AI tool, it is very good, you should use it. No, they won't. This is a trade secret. So that is why it's good to know, to have this podcast so that we can share
Yeah.
good practice with the
Yeah, and
others.
I've tried for me I was very interested in the AI space. I'm young. I'm a solo practitioner. I'm looking for efficiencies, and so when it first came on the scene, I've actually tried multiple AI companies, and
Mm,
I'm open to trying new things, different things, because
mhm,
I know that uh, the something that I was taught early on by mentors is eliminate, delegate, automate, right? And when
mm,
it comes to business efficiencies, right? So me, I never was super into the business efficiencies of I like the legal work. When I opened up my own practice, I was forced into this role, right? Where I
mm,
have to wear the not just the top hat, but I have to get the baseball cap to get clients, and I
mm,
have to have the hard hat. And so this is all things that I had to learn when I first started my law firm. And so
mm,
when it ever comes to making a business succeed, uh, automation is extremely important. Knowing what I can
mm,
delegate to others is extremely important, and whatever I can eliminate from the process is
mm,
very important.
mm,
And so I, I think what would help any business succeed is to take those few principles in mind and be willing to
mm,
try different things, right? Again, I've gone through maybe three or four different AI companies since
mm,
2023 when there was like this big boom after
mm,
ChatGPT, Anthropic came out with their APIs and allowed people to build things on top of it,
mm,
and so it's really exciting for me because one of the biggest overheads for a company is employees. Like instead of having to hire someone specifically for case review and document review
mm.
and intake and someone you can automate a lot of these things.
Absolutely. Yeah, delegation is very important. And solo practitioners, who are taking most of the load themselves, they might say, okay, I don't have anybody to delegate anyway, so I have to do everything myself. But with the advancements
Mhm.
of technology, you have AI to delegate your tasks to. So sit down and see, okay, this I want to do myself, but this part really, I don't have to do it myself, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
So technology is there for you to delegate it to AI, and it is easily done. And we have proof to show to people who are interested to see how you can delegate tasks to AI effectively and efficiently. I remember I was running a law firm as a kind of, we had like 4 or 5 people, and I was going through investors in people. It's like a accreditation, and the accreditor was sitting next to me, watching me, and he was gonna give me that accreditation, but he wanted to recommend. He was there a couple of hours, and at the end he says, "Come on, this is not sustainable. You do a lot of things yourself. You have to start delegating. So it's good that you learned that early on. It's very, very important. Thank you so much, Mohammed. It was a very
It was a pleasure
interesting
speaking to you.
conversation.
I learned a
I
lot.